Social media has been around at this point for at least a decade, and some of you are wondering, is it too late to be an influencer? In this video, I'm going to share with you why it's never too late and exactly what you can do to become an influencer now. The world needs influencers now more than ever. And when I talk about an influencer, or what I call a superstar, talking about someone who has a desire to contribute, someone who wants to be creative in service of other people and of humanity. And so if your question is whether it's too late to do that, my answer is emphatically no. Now is the best time. Now more than ever, the world needs people like you to step into leadership and inspire and educate and inform others. Now, maybe you're wondering, is it too late to be an influencer because the market is already so mature? Or maybe you're wondering if it's too late to be an influencer because you're in your late 80s and you think maybe you missed the boat. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how old you are or how long ago the internet started and influencers started saturating the market. The market needs and wants you, your unique ideas, your unique perspective. The key is, do you have a unique voice and do you have a unique message? If the answer to those two questions are yes, then absolutely you can become an influencer online. And if the answer to those questions, either of them, is no, then not to worry. This video will also help you develop your voice and your unique message. So one of the mistakes or the problems that I see, and I've committed it myself when I started my business and many times since, is starting from the outside in. What I fundamentally believe and what I've experienced over and over is that when we want to create something new, when we want to create something big, we have to start from the inside out. And so the first question I'll ask of you is, who do you want to talk to? Who lights you up? What's the audience that makes you want to share? When you're talking with somebody, who's that person that you love to talk to, that you love to educate, that you love to teach, right? Instead of asking who would like my videos, let's start with who do you want to talk to in your videos? And really, we want to look at what's that individual. Like if you had to distill it down to one person, one best friend or one mentee, who would be that individual person that you'd want to share with, that you'd want to teach or educate or inspire, right? So this is what we call an avatar. You may have heard this word before, but if you haven't, an avatar is like a representative of our ideal audience. So what I've found is that to become an influencer, you want to start developing many relationships, a one-to-many system, but that feel like one-to-one. So you want to have that intimacy with the people that you're talking to. Before you even start figuring out what you're going to say or where you're going to say it, we want to look at who are you talking to. Once you're clear about who you're talking to on that one-to-one level, we need to figure out, what are you going to say? What are you going to be talking about? Because to be an influencer is to produce and disseminate valuable content consistently over time. So we need to know, well, what are you going to talk about? What is it going to be about? Now, I've seen influencers talk about everything under the sun. There are people all over YouTube posting content about makeup and anti-aging and how to be an influencer, how to build a small business, how to become a speaker, right? So there's all sorts of different types of influencers, but notice that each one has identified an audience and has created valuable content for that audience. Now you can just look inward and say, all right, what do I think my audience wants to know about? And that's all well and good. But if you want to fast track your progress, then you'll want to take a page from my friend and my mentor, Nate Woodbury's book. He has a YouTube channel called Be the Hero Studios. He has a whole production company, and he's the one that's taught me how to create my YouTube influencer channel. And what he says, and what we do because he taught us, is instead of operating, in this case, from the inside out and asking yourself, well, what do I want to talk about? He recommends, once you're clear about your topics, to go and do keyword research to find out what specific questions people are asking. So you might say, all right, I want to do a video about how to crochet a granny shawl, which actually this is a granny shawl that I learned how to crochet on YouTube. But then you go and do the keyword research and you find out people aren't searching for that term. Maybe they're searching for something like how to quickly crochet a granny square shawl, right? Very similar, but different. And so in order to have really better results much quicker, you would go with the search term that people are actually searching for. So if you want to learn more about that strategy, you've got to check out Nate Woodbury's channel, Be the Hero Studios, and you can learn more about how we create our channel strategically to drive eyeballs and attention. Ultimately, my best advice for how to become an influencer online is to focus not on becoming an influencer, but rather to focus on serving people, to focus on who your audience is, what their pain points and problems are, what they're looking for, and then produce valuable search engine optimized content that answers those questions and meets their needs. And from there, as you develop a community of subscribers, of people that are following you and listening to you on a regular basis, they will also tell you what else they want and need. They will also raise their hand and say, hey, could you answer this question? Could you talk about this thing? So the idea of being an influencer is first about connecting and communicating initially and capturing them and bringing them into your space, bringing them into your world, sharing with them valuable content that keeps them nurtured and then cultivates the relationship with them so that over time, eventually, if you want to, you can also monetize these relationships and monetize this community. If you're interested in finding creative ways to monetize your magic instead of your time or your energy, then check out my Monetize Your Magic Playbook. You can get it at monetizeyourmagicplaybook.com or click the link below in the comments to go there.